How are you, students? I hope you are well. Now, I shall teach you some rules of transformation of sentence. In the previous class, I shall also teach about it. Now, dear students, look at the whiteboard. I have written some sentences on the board, and I will try to solve them one by one. First sentence: English is not a native language. In the bracket, we can see it will make into affirmative. English is not a native language. You know that we can transform this sentence into affirmative by changing some words. Native will be changed into foreign. So, and you will omit not. English is a foreign English is a foreign language. Foreign language. Number 2, without learning English, we cannot hope to get a good job. Complex. You know that in a complex sentence, we have to have at least 2 sentences. But we see that in the board, it is contain 1 sentence. So, we make it into 2 sentences. Our subject, we. So, we make another sentence without learning English. We use our subject, we. At first, we write if and we. If we do not. If you find in the sentence without, you will use negative. That means you will use do not. If we do not learn, learning will be learn. If we do not learn English, and the another sentence, we cannot hope to get a good job, will not be changed. We cannot hope to get a good job. This is complex sentence. You know that some conjunctions, if we add our sentences, we make it complex sentence. If, unless, after, before, etc. Now, number 3, the man who knows English well can go abroad. Can go abroad. It is a complex sentence. You know that a complex sentence contains two kinds of sentences at least. The man who knows English and can go abroad. This is 2 kinds of sentences. So we make it into 1 sentences. Now our sentence will be simple. The man knowing. In the sentence, you find who, which, that, and after them you will find verb. You will add ing with the verb. Then it will be a phrase. The man knowing English. The man knowing English can go abroad. Can go abroad. Dear students, you know that in the simple sentence has a subject and a finite verb. We also see in the sentence only one subject and the finite verb go. So it is a simple sentence. Number 4, he becomes more valuable than most other people. Dear students, after then, most other, if you find most other, you will make it positive and you will write very few. Instead of most other, you will write very few and the other word, people. Very few people becomes. In the first sentence, you can see the subject he, third person singular number. So you see s or yes with the verb, but very few people are plural number. So you will use become. You cannot use s or yes with the verb. Very few people become as valuable as he. In the superlative positive degree, you will use as and as. Number 5, you must learn English. It will make it negative. You must learn English. You know that we can use instead of must, cannot, but. You cannot, but. You omit must and use cannot, but. It will be negative. You cannot but learn English. Number 6, everybody knows truth. You say in the bracket, it will make it negative. So you know that the object of the verb make it subject. This truth. This truth is our subject, and this truth is singular, so you use is because it is in the present indefinite tense. This truth is, And you know that the verb will be in the past participle form, known. And you use here to instead of by, because no contains to. This truth is known to everybody. Everybody. Number 7. It is more practical than most other truth. You see that in the bracket, superlative. So you will make it superlative. Most other so in the superlative sentence we cannot change our subject. We will write it is, it is. We use most instead of more. You know that in the superlative sentence we use most or est. So it is the most practical. It is the most practical. Sorry, before this you will write one of, because we see that after that most other. If you find most other, you will use one of in the superlative sentence. It is one of the most practical. It is one of the most practical. It is one of the most practical truths. Truths. Because if you find in the sentence one of, the noun of the sentence will be plural. So in the question you can see truth, but in the answer you can see truths. Because of one of, you will use plural. Number 8. None but foolish can disobey this. Make it interrogative. You know that auxiliary verb put before the subject. And here in the affirmative sentence you will use anybody, anyone, etc. instead of none. So can anyone, can anyone but the foolish, but the foolish disobey this, and put it sign of interrogation at the end of the sentence. Thank you, dear students. You will remain at home and safe.